Hi there, friends. This is Kathy Crow at the Crow Cottage, and yes, we are having snow again. A lot of snow, I might add, and this is supposed to be the last day of snow. Seriously, that is the prediction, but we aren't really believing it because it's been like this for an incredible month that normally we have sunshine, flower bulbs, lilacs are oftentimes getting ready to bloom pretty soon. Ha! That's not going to happen for another month. So at any rate, it's interesting. So we'll just see what happens later. I got to get out there later and put out some bird seed because I keep having to buy. I don't usually have to buy this much bird seed because there's usually not that many birds, that are needing it. But this year, poor things, they're out there right now looking for it. But the squirrels have eaten much of what was there. Today, what I'm going to do, I decided I'm going to kind of do a little test for myself. All of my classes, I try to do at least 4 cards or 3 cards in a project or 2 cards in a couple of anyway. With the idea being that we can complete these cards in 2 hours. And so far, it's been really tough to get people to be able to do that. This is the class that I did at the beginning of this month. This is the Easter class, and I actually made extras so that I could run through it really fast and see how quickly I can accomplish it. So I've got all my little packets. If you ordered a class to go option, this is what you would get, and it's possible I might have to throw something in. I know when I was doing the classes, I had to raid one of my extra kits for one part that got mislaid, because it happens sometimes. Lots of little tiny parts, they fall on the floor and get lost. So at any rate, I'm gonna check my time. It looks like by my clock over there, it's about 5 minutes to 11. So we're gonna see how quick I can get a class done myself, and I've done it before, so it should be easy, right? Okay, so I'm getting the glasses on. The landscape thing's it's gonna all be just slightly different. I tried moving my my camera over the desk, which means you're not really seeing it exactly the way I kind of wanted you to, but I think actually this is going to work fine, and we will see as we go. I hope so, and if it doesn't, then you can let me know, because everything's going to be sort of upside down. That's partly why I don't like doing it this way. This is the host code for this month. If you want to order anything, then this is going to be the host code that you'll use. We still got Stampin' Up, celebrations going on, and as long as celebration is going on, then for every $50 that you order, you get to have a free stamp set. There's a lot of really cool stamp sets out there because there's some new ones. And this is my last week's paper, so it's kind of messed up, I realize, but I'm gonna just go ahead and go with it. It has everything on here, and frankly, this is gonna be so covered soon with stuff you won't even see it. So anyhow, join my team. You've got till the end of this month, till March 31, because I'm not gonna be really asking people to join my team necessarily after that, because it's just not such a good deal anymore. I want you to I am doing this to help people, basically. I enjoy doing it, but it is something that I do through the benevolence ministry of our church that, is just a way to spread joy to a whole bunch of people and to remind them that God is actually the most powerful thing in your life, and He's the one that you should want to know, because He can help you through anything that you are going through. He can help you. And so in order to get that message out, I am doing a whole lot of cards just to encourage people in their faith and to encourage them that God cares about them and loves them. So, having said that, that's why I'm doing this. I do like to have people become part of my team because it's actually really fun. We have a great time. People who join my team get to come to my card classes for half price. They also get to come to a fun team meeting and for free. And there's just it's just fun to be part of a community that loves to do what you do. So you can join my team if you would like to. Just message me. But this is the time to do it. For $99, you get 175 $25 worth of stuff, and I throw in a free stamp. So it's basically a free stamp set. I'm putting it in. So to get your package deal up to basically about $200 worth of stuff, anything you choose, for 99 bucks. You'll never get a better deal. So message me today. There, now I've done that. And this is my website to sign up for the class that's coming up. My next class is the tea one. Oh, it's cute. I've got some cute things made for it, but it is now 3 minutes to 11, so I need to get going. So this is the first class, our first card that we did. Cute little squirrel, isn't he? I really like it. So everything that I can get done for you that's basically not, there's not really a lot of design options for it. I get that stuff done for you before you come to my class so that we can get this done quickly. Oh, there goes my phone. It's probably the school district. I'm so sure they are so desperate. Today they had, let's listen. Yes, it is. They are wishing for someone to come and sub because on a day like today, there's going to be a whole bunch of people who, are living in an area they cannot possibly hope to probably get back to if they leave this and come to this, and go to school and, they want to get home, what I'm saying, after school today. So they just called in and canceled, and now the school district's trying desperately to get everybody to come back. Now, to this class, I use my glimmery, shimmery paper here for my my plaid. I had gingham plaid, this gingham gala plaid already cut out, but then I added a couple of people to the class and they had it on back order, so I wasn't able to order it and I had to create my own, but as you can see, that worked out fine too. So I've got let me put that light back on. That's going to be needed. And then this is the circle we're going to put down and stamp the little thing on. I've got the little tie already done. I even tied up the button for you because it's actually these little things like a tie on a button that make it kind of difficult to do. This piece is to stamp the squirrel with. So we have the Fable Friends here, and this is such a cute stamp set. I really like it. So we're going to get a block to stick on. And we need our Memento black ink, which is right back here. If I can, I'm having a hard time reaching it because it's like shoved way in the back of my cabinet. There we go. I found it. So this is the black Memento ink. So we're just going to ink up that squirrel. Make sure I got all of his tail. He's kind of a wide guy. Now this guy, we're going to color him, and then we are going to have to do a little fussy cutting around him. That's sort of the thing that might take a little bit of time. There went all those inks. Well, it's all right because I'm actually going to be needing to use those again anyhow. So we'll clean that off. This is that Simply Chamois that Stampin' Up! Sells. It's very, very useful. I would definitely encourage anybody to buy it. I put off buying it for a while because I didn't think I was going to really need it, but it is actually really cool. So you probably would want it. And I've sort of forgotten now what I used for my squirrel. I believe I started with the bronze for his tail. So let's see how that works, because I've broke my nail really close to the quick there. I hope I don't ruin it when I'm going around. So yeah, I started him with this bronze, but I added some orange into it. So we'll just color. This is the alcohol blending pen, and I'm going to just color his whole little self with it, because I think I'll add the highlights, and I'll use that color lifter pen to make the differences. Okay, so just trying to get his whole little body here, but I don't want it to be too dark. Maybe a little bit darker around his mouth. This is what takes the time. People are trying to do exactly what I've done. Sometimes this sort of thing can take a little bit of time. All right, so that's that bronze. And then let me look and see, what did we add for the orange color? I might have grabbed out a Tombow color. Let's see, we've got light pumpkin pie. Let's try that. Let's just do a little there. Yes, that will actually give us a little orange color in his tail. So I'm just using light pumpkin pie over his tail, because a lot of times those little squirrels, if you look at them and they're in the sun, at least the ones here, I suppose in other regions, I know they look different, but here they have a lot of orange in them. And I keep these rubber banded together because they are light and dark, and I don't really have a system where they're just here and I can keep them in order. And then their color lifter pen is just a blank color that you can use to kind of pull off if you want to. You can clean it as you go. It just takes some of that color away. If you want to, like a little, I kind of want the bridge of his nose to be lighter. I don't want it to be as dark, so just taking away a little bit of that color there. Okay. And then we'll use just a tiny bit of, I believe this is probably smoky slate for his nose, because his nose looks pretty light and I don't want it to be too light. There. Okay, now I think we should probably have kept out that pumpkin pie, but this I believe is Mango Melody. Let's look. Yes, Mango Melody. Let's see what this dark one is. I know I used my Tombows on the flower because I preferred my orange Tombows right at the moment. I might have gotten out Stampin' Up's orange. I don't really remember, but this is, I think this is dark pumpkin pie. It's pretty good. It's going to be good enough for here for now. Actually, it matches quite well. I try to stay with Stampin' Up colors just so that people who are using, you know, my patterns can easily mimic it without having to go out and buy a whole bunch of different pens. But I do have to say that my Copic pens are irreplaceable. The Tombow ones, there's just a few of those too that you really pretty hard to find ones that are the equal for those. This is ivory, and although I think of ivory as a cream color, in the marker world, apparently ivory is a brown. So that actually will do that middle for that sunflower really well. And then we're going to want to do Granny Apple Green for the stem. And we'll probably use the light one. And then make sure I'm using that little pointy end. Actually, I'm going to get that dark one out. That's too light. I can't even see it. And we want to make sure we're using the pointy end here. And then we'll just do the veins and color it in with the light Granny Apple Green. Okay, and now we're ready for the little jacket and hat. And then he'll be all done. I actually like his leaf better than my original card. I think that actually, I like that better. Okay, now I need that Night of Navy, and this is my Stampin' Up markers. Night of Navy has a really nice light. If you use the fine point, okay, I'm not going to use the dark point. I want to put a white band at the top of his hat. So I'm using just the, oh, I have to take my glasses off to see this. that part's a little bit hard to get that white band. And then also just to keep the white in his little striped suit. My boys had little sailor suits. William and Joel, they were adorable in their little sailor suits. So cute. Navy with little white stripes. I loved those little suits. They were the perfect age to be wearing them, because of course I wouldn't have put those little guys in something as kind of I don't know, sort of goofy, let's say. It's like a costume when they were older, because I wouldn't want to embarrass them. But when they were 3, I think they were 3 and 4, William would have been almost 4. They didn't mind. They let Mom have fun like that, and they wore their little sailor suits to church, and they were so cute. Took their pictures in them, and I thought it was great. And I still really like those pictures. Okay, now the problem with my Stampin' Up! Marker is that it does leave your lines, and there's really nothing you can do about that. I can still use my color lifter a little bit if I think, well, I don't really like that so much. I'd like it to be a little, it'll sort of spread it out a tiny bit, but not a lot. And make sure that you clean off the tip of your lifter if you do use it like that, because otherwise you're going to have a permanently colored lifter, which isn't going to lift anymore. It'll just spread out whatever color you used on it. Now I need to use some paper snips. Where are my paper snips? Oh my goodness, I don't see them. What have I done with them? I don't know. I thought they were right here, but I have seemingly lost them. So I will just use some regular scissors. Huh, that's curious. All right, so we're not going to be too particular. Okay, we want to leave a little bit of a white border if possible, but it might not be all that possible. Oops. What has happened to my video? Have I frozen here? Because my online it appears that my video, no, I guess we're still on. Okay, good. Probably I was searching for my snips at that moment and I thought it had froze. Okay, I'm trying to see if you can see what I'm doing. When I'm cutting, for me to be able to see means you can't see. So that snow is just looking like it's going to snow all day. I think it's supposed to snow till 10. Obviously, it's not cooperating in that regard. It is not 10 anymore, and well past 10. Still snowing, and looks like it has no chance of stopping. I went out and shoveled away the snow from our driveway and from the walk, and well, actually I just used a push broom because I got out there pretty early before it had gotten a chance to get too piled up. But I looked just before I started, and yes, it needs to be done again. If I'm going to use that push broom, I'll have to get out there again. And I don't know if I'm going to, because I'm just really, really tired of doing this. It's not something we normally have to do. So Happy Spring is right on that Fable Friends stamp set. Let me find it. That's Darling Baby, which is pretty cute too. But we're going to stick with Happy Spring because springtime is coming. I know. It's going to be here one of these days. And we want to use Night of Navy for the sentiment. Okay, so we'll just stick that on here on the little circle. This is a stitched circle that I did. I can get my glasses back on here and clean off that stamp. And we will use dimensionals to put, oh, I don't have a lot of big ones left here, but probably have enough. I'm just going to need 2 on the back side. Okay, so we'll just stick this, oh, about right there in the center, and then we'll put I'll grab out my mini dimensionals for the squirrel just because I have a bunch more of those. They're a little harder to get that paper backing off of. They stick to my nail really well. And I can't use my finger all that much because of I don't want to rip that nail off. It's down below the quick. Apparently I did something and bent it back, and it isn't even spring yet. Once spring comes, oh my goodness, my nails will look horrible, because they do once I start gardening. And then this little ribbon, you just want to cut it to be the length that you want. And I don't want it to be too long. I actually want it to be like this. Okay, and then I need, I believe, my glue dots. These are just, they're just called glue dots. I don't even know what brand they are, but you can find them anywhere. And we'll just stick that on the back of this ribbon. These are very gummy, so they hold fabric, and you know, your more hard elements like this button. Where is that button? There it is. This little button. It's gonna go on with a glue dot also. But I think I better put one more glue dot down here. That ribbon looks like it had gotten twisted a little bit in my sack, my little envelope that I had everything in. Oop, threw the glue dot away. Now you can just peel these off of the plastic and then stick it where you want it. They're pretty forgiving. And we'll stick that on the side. And the Night of Navy twine that is still available in the catalog, I love these twines because then you can unravel it a little bit and it just gives it that nice country look. And there's also that needle point nook stamp set out there right now. There, so that's one that's done. And we did that one in about 15 minutes. Okay, so that's one. And then the next card is this cute little bunny one. Oh, he's cute. Actually, I guess that would be a she since she's got a pink sweater on. And the little sentiment just says, hello. I love that. It's cute. So now the snow looks like it's trying to turn to rain. The prediction is that it's going to turn to rain. Hi there, Joyce. It's nice to see you. And Sylvia. Okay, let's see what you're saying here, because I just started seeing your comments. Going to be 82 degrees in New Zealand. Awesome. New Zealand. My daughter took a vacation there. Oh, actually, they had a wedding in Auckland last year. And, oh, my goodness, what a wonderful place to be. You are so lucky. She loved it. Okay, so I took the Flirty Flamingo cardstock and ran it through with the Big Shot with the Country Floral Dynamic Embossing folder. So that is already done. And then I'm going to just use my rubber cement because it actually works pretty well with, as long as you put a liberal amount on your textured papers, it actually can hold it on pretty well, as long as there's enough that's level, you know, that that's gonna make contact with the card that you're doing. If some of the embossing folders that we have are so detailed that there's not enough that's going to make contact with that card below, and then you would want to use your dimensionals or something that's going to stick better. And then this is what is it? It's something lovely. Cannot remember what this paper is called. Yes, it is nice to see spring. It is nice to see spring. We had a really nice class doing all of this. And just in case you join me and you don't know what I'm doing, I'm actually running through all of my cards that we did in the Easter class, just to see, because I always have people do 4 cards and it's been really difficult for them to complete 4 cards in 2 hours. And I do know, I realize we talk a lot, but as I'm doing them with my people, I just keep thinking, I can easily get this done in much less than 2. I'm thinking 1 hour for me. So, anyhow, this is a little test for me to just see how long would it take me, and I've already done it, but still everything's done for you. So, we'll just see how long it takes me to get a card done and see if I can get all 4 of these done in 2 hours. And so far, I am doing really good. So we're going to take this little bunny, we're going to stamp that with Memento Black. I might have to get out a bigger block, but we'll try to fit it on that. And then it's the coloring, really, that takes some time. And I think that's the thing that I'm going to just have, as I'm learning how to do this, I am just figuring out, okay, what kinds of projects can I do where people can still complete 4 cards in a class and be able to accomplish that in 2 hours and not 3 hours. They've been very gracious and have come back to finish class and such, but it'd be more comfortable for us to be able to do it and get it done. So I'm going to just use the bronze again, and it's going to be a little darker because I used my Tombows with this guy before, and I can see I am not going to like this bronze as much. I am not going to do his, in fact, I am going to maybe even rescue another oval and do it again, as I believe I have probably got another white oval here somewhere that I can use. And I just don't think I want to use that bronze. That is just not going to work. So we're going to push this one aside and try that again. I must have used crumb cake with the coloring part on that bunny. And I was thinking I had Tombows, but as I was working with that bronze just now, I realized, no, that must have been crumb cake. Okay, so we'll try that again. And put that away. Okay, so now this is my ivory. Okay, I don't want that. Let's see, I might have to do a little bit of playing around with my colors. There's cream and this. And we'll get out my color lifter again in case I get into trouble. And we need peach. Okay, I think I have enough out here now to make this work. All right, now let's see. We'll start with our crumb cake. This is light crumb cake. Yes, that's obviously what I used for the belly. So we'll go over his little belly with light crumb cake. Now, these blending pens are great as long as you do not go too close to your edge, especially at first as you color, because you are going to probably need to go over it again. And if you go way out to the edge, it might go over the edge. Now I'm just using this on the on his little bridge of his nose. I think I might use it on the tips of his little ears, just where the light would be shining on him. And then this is the dark crumb cake. And I'm gonna test this again. That seems awfully dark. Let's try. This is warm gray Copic. And that definitely is gray. I don't know why I had it with that. That's not a color I used. Maybe I used ivory. I know I used ivory at a kind of a surprising point when I was making these. Yes, it is. I believe it is ivory, yes, that I'm using for the bunny's fur. I wouldn't have thought of an ivory bunny, so that's kind of why this is surprising to me. And I think I must have also gone over it with the crumb cake because this isn't quite matching up, but it will as it comes together. This is just the beginning. It's the one thing, if you're going light to dark, there's always room for improvement. But don't do the tip of his nose. We're going to want that pink. If you start out with dark, like I did with that first bunny and the bronze, then you really cannot make it lighter. I mean, you can use your color lifter and sort of, but not really. So I'm going to use the color lifter there to try to blend the edges, because I definitely do not want his nose getting too dark. So I'm just trying to match his color of his fur a little bit better with the crumb cake belly. And I do have, here's my E31. Let's see what that is. Might have used that, I don't know. Okay, probably not. It's looking pretty orangey. All right, we'll grab that color lifter. Let's see if we can blend that nose in a little bit. There we go, that's looking better. Much better. Okay, cute. And then make sure all of that brown got off of that color lifter. And then I believe I used my light peach. What is this? This is petal pink. Maybe, hard to tell. Let's give it a go. Yes, I believe that's it. We'll try it on his sweater and see what he looks like. No, that's not it. It must be the dark one. Nope, that's too... No, that is it. I am suspecting I went over it with another color, because this is petal pink, but that's definitely looking orangey to me. And this is Pirouette, Pink Pirouette. Now this I believe is a retired one, but we're gonna give it a go. Let's see if that makes it a little more pinky. It's not really. Let me find my Flirty Flamingo. Or maybe even, this is Flirty Flamingo. This is the light Flirty Flamingo. I just don't want it to be too dark. I'm afraid it might be. Oh no, that's perfect. Okay. So that's what I did. I used the Flirty Flamingo and probably just Flirty Flamingo alone. And then his little buttons, I have no idea what color I used, but I'm just going to use this dark crumb cake. And he is done. Sweet little bunny, so cute. And then you're going to just glue this guy right onto your, I have a scallop. This is not a stitched scallop. I think this is probably one I just cut off of from my cutting machine. And now the little filigree that I'd used some rubber cement to lay down there, and you probably saw I just rubbed rubber cement on it, and then it is a little gummy, but you just lay it on there and let it dry, and then you can use a little piece of rubber cement that I've got it all rolled up into a ball because I use it quite often, and it'll come off. And then I can use my dimensionals to just stick on this little cute bunny. And we have, oh, I forgot to stamp the sentiment. Ooh, let me put those backings back on there, because I don't want to put this on my card. I should have stamped the sentiment before I even but I think it'll work. I'm actually using the little hello from this Touch of Kindness set. This is a very old one, but I like the little hello on it a lot. It's very cute. And I guess I should get a little tiny block out for this. It's pretty small. It's a pretty small stamp. So we'll get that out and then get our Flirty Flamingo out. And the hello is like a sort of, the font is just off a little bit, so it doesn't have to be perfectly placed, and it's gonna look fine. It looks like it's sort of been typewritten with a, you know, children's font. Okay, and that one is almost done. We'll get those dimensionals uncovered, and that one's there, like that. And that one's done. Isn't that sweet? Okay, so I actually have 3 pearls, so I guess I shouldn't say it's done yet because I need to put those pearls on. Oh my goodness, where did I put those? Oh, here they are. Good. I thought I'd lost them because I am already beginning to have product overload here. There's all over the desk, so I'm gonna use my tweezers here, oops, to just place these right on the card where I want them. And if these came off the plastic better, I would just lay it next to and slide it off onto the card like this. But unfortunately, these are not coming away with my gummy backing as easily as they ought to. So I'm needing to use a little pressure on them. So that's why I'm doing it up here. Normally you would just slide it off right onto your card very easily. So now that one is actually finished. So that one's one we got done in about 8 minutes. So I'm pretty happy about that. And we're on to the next card. This one is sweet little surprise. This is using Best Bunny. So we're gonna put my Fable Friends away, and we'll get out this Best Bunny set. And I'm gonna just try to clear off a space here. We've got all kinds of goodies out and about. All right, so we've got our circle and our embellishments, and we've got a little carrot to color, and this branch we're going to be using the white side because this one actually has a white side. And on this card I've already assembled the, oh no I didn't. So this is your basic card base. Already got it scored and folded, and then we're just going to put on the Gingham Gala. I think this, I'm not sure if this is the right size. If it's not, I'll have to trim it a bit, but you can see that's very easy to do. Yes, I am using rubber cement. It goes on really smoothly and easily. There's not a lot of, for me, there's not a lot of mess with it. I've been using it a long time though because I'm a former kindergarten aide, paraeducation person we called ourselves. So long time ago we used to use a lot of rubber cement when the kids didn't use it. We used it to make projects that they would be working on. We used it to assemble the parts that they weren't gonna be able to do because they were kindergartners, you know. So I did have to trim that little bit off, but that's all. And then these pieces are already done for you. There's this, these are the, stitched, I think these are the stitched shapes. I can't remember, or no, these are the rectangular stitched shapes, that's right. And I'm just gonna put a dimensional in the middle. I'm kind of running out, so I'll stick a little piece here. These are the edges of my dimensional packet. We'll use those edges up. The dimensionals are really good because they actually stick well. Some of the raised adhesive, you know, like poster board and stuff, they are not quite as gummy. I do use those occasionally, but if I want to be sure it's going to stick really well, I would want to use the dimensionals. They are about the same price and they're really gummy. It's going to work great for you. So let me just double check, make sure that's my bottom part of my card. I don't know how many cards I've stuck it onto the wrong side and had to adjust. And then this goes next. So I'm just gonna stick these on here sort of randomly. Again, these are just the edges of my dimensional package. It's still snowing out there. I don't see any birds out either. They're probably, they actually were pretty happy when the snow first started. I think they, you know, probably wasn't too wet, but this snow is supposed to turn into rain. So it might, I hope it's starting to turn into rain. That would be the good news. It was pretty slick going to work, I bet, this morning. Okay, so the platform is done. Now let's stamp that little bunny and the surprise before I forget. I think actually I'll do the surprise first. And that way when I stamp the bunny, I will have plenty of room because I'll just make sure that I do. You're going to want Gorgeous Great for this. So when you get a kit to go, what you get, there we go. What you get are all of these pieces, but I cannot stamp things for you. So you would be able to buy the stamp set and assemble it on your own, or you could just use things that you had at home and make something similar, which is kind of fun to do. Okay, now the bunny comes in parts like this. So this is going to be a little tricky, I suppose, but I think I can manage it. It's been a while since I did it, but we're going to just use black. Actually, I think I better do his head first. We'll do his little head first. He comes in parts, and that's so that you can punch him out and do other things. But on this card, I'm just stamping him right on the circle. Now, if I flub up, I'll have to do an extra one, and that's possible, but we'll see what I do. Okay, so there's his little head. And then we'll put that away. And let's pick out the face. You get all kinds of different faces. And I'm not doing the winking face. For some reason, I'm not fond of the wink. How about the little happy face? Okay, so his little happy face goes right in there. And then we have his body. We'll stick his body right in there. Okay. And now we're going to color that, and then I'll do his little paws. His paws are going to have to be cut out, but I have a little punch that punches those out, so that is not a big deal. But I do need a little scrap piece of paper to do his paws. So while I've got this black ink out, let's just find his little paws. Where are they? There they are. So here are his little paws, and we're going to stamp those, and then we'll color those and punch them out and put put the carrot on there. And I'm, you know, when I did this kit, it's possible that I even had the paws punched. I don't know. I didn't see them in here, so I might not have, because it's actually that I wouldn't have, because you're not supposed to send stamped images, so I wouldn't have done that. Okay, but we will color those guys, and I've got that smoky slate right here. Okay, now we're gonna do a test and make sure this is the color. Oh, that's dark. I don't think that's the color I'm using. Where's that Copic pen I had out here? It's a lot of pens, but I don't see that Copic one. There's this brown one. I thought I had another one that was a gray one. Yes, this is it. It says gray. It doesn't look gray. It says warm gray. Let's see. That's gray. Okay, so we're going to go with that. This is actually W1 warm gray. It's pretty light. We'll put that on his belly. I think we might want to do something else for his body. That's fairly light. And we're going to grab out a Tombow pen for this gray. Some of the blending pens that Stampin' Up! Has are just doesn't have quite as many variety. Like this is a super light gray. I love that. It's much lighter than the smoky slate light, but I need one that's just a little darker than that, but not too dark. Got a couple of options. Let's look here. Oh, that's way too dark, so we don't want that one. That's probably it. Now this one is number N79, and that looks pretty close to the problem with these Tombows is that they're not as smooth. And now that I'm looking at my other bunny, I see, no, this is not the color I use, because this is dark, and it also, like I said, is not as smooth, so I'm not happy about that. This is exactly what would happen in class too, because sometimes I forget to write down what numbers I've used, and then we experiment to see, well, what color did you really use? Okay, we'll go over it with this and see if we can smooth that out a bit. And I might have to grab out that warm gray, try to smooth that color out a bit. We'll actually want to darken this color up too, because now that that's so dark, his belly looks ridiculously light. Now I'm back to smoky slate. Let's try it again. This is light smoky slate. Because now smoky slate doesn't look so dark. Because that other one looked really dark. And this is going to be smoother. So we're going to have to just go with smoky slate. And he is a dark little gray bunny this time. We will do his belly because that belly is way too light. There we go. That's better. And now we're going to just go over his face really quick here. Trying not to get that little button nose. It's not always easy to do when you're using these blending pens. They tend to run a little bit, so you do have to be careful. If I was just punching it out, I wouldn't have to be as careful, because then I could just do another one if I messed it up. But this is right on my my label. And then we'll use Flirty Flamingo, if I can find it, to do his little nose and his ears. Okay. Get rid of those grays, Tombow grays. Those really did not work out. Don't use those. Okay, so that is done. Oh, I forgot to color his hands, and I also almost lost them. There they are. So let's color his little paws. And I need to color, I had already stamped the little carrot. So we'll just color the carrot. And that's pineapple, pumpkin, dark pumpkin pie. And this is Granny Apple Green. But actually that's dark Granny Apple Green, and I think we want light Granny Apple Green. There we go. Okay, so here's the little punch that you could punch the whole bunny with, but we're actually just gonna use the punch to do his paws. So let's slide the little paws in there and line that up pretty close and punch that out. Try to get all my excess pieces out. Oh, come on, you can do it. There we go. And now to find his paws, there's one. They popped out like all over the place, and now I only see one. Oh, come on, where did you go? You couldn't have gone too far. I don't want to have to do another one just because I lost it. Craziness. Where did it go? There's that and that, that and that. There's that paw. We've looked through all of these pieces. Isn't that funny? I know it is here, but I'm gonna have to do it again, apparently. Huh, because I don't see, I don't see where it went. See, this is what happens in a class. Why it takes longer. So, in fact, I do think I recall this very same thing happening. Okay, we'll do it again. We'll do a little punch for his paw. This time I'll put my hand under there. And since it's only one paw, I didn't stamp it first. I probably should have, but I think I can make this work. Okay, so I want this paw to be the one. There we're doing. There we go. little bunny paw. Put that stamp back in there so I don't lose it. They're small pieces. They're easy to lose. And then we need our smoky slate to color his little paw in. Okay. There we go. We'll get rid of my extra pieces. All right, so now all we need to do is assemble, and this one will be done. So we're going to put dimensionals on the ends of this. I want it to kind of be bowed over the card slightly, not as much as that. So I will trim it a bit. But right now I'm just kind of making sure everything's going to fit on here. Okay, so we've got this little bunny. We're going to put the label, now that it's been now that it's been stamped with the bunny and colored, we can stick that on. And we're sticking it off the card just a tad. And then this actually needs to be glued with this Tombow glue. It doesn't say Tombow on it. It's called multi-purpose, but it is actually Tombow glue. Oh, I just broke it a little bit, but that's okay. I can fix that. This is going to take about 10 minutes to set. So I need to get it on here and get it going. Oh my goodness, my glue is not cooperating with me for some reason. Okay, that one I'll have to free up. It's stuck, so we'll try another one. I have an assortment over here. There we go. That one's doing better. Okay, so we'll just put a little bit of glue on here. on each leaf and the stem. And then I'm going to lay that right on the card where I want it, but then it needs to stay still. It really can't move around a lot, or it won't glue down. And I can see some white glue, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be fine. And because it dries clear. I just need to trim this a tiny bit. I don't want it to be quite as long as it is. So I'm just trimming a little bit, and then I'm going to put half of a dimensional on that, half of one on that. And then this lays down right on top like that. It's supposed to go out a bit like a little fence. And then we put a tiny little dimensional. Let's see, I bet you I have my mini dimensionals here somewhere. Where are they? I've lost them. There they are. Okay, there's one. We'll put this little mini dimensional on the carrot. And well, actually, I kind of need his paws in there too. So let's put the mini dimensionals on his little paws. We're going to put the carrot in the paws and everything all kind of together there. Because the cute thing about this little best bunny is that he can hold on to his carrot. It's really cute. It's really cute. So we're going to stick his little carrot, oh, maybe like this. And then his other little paw is going to go right over on the other side. It's just a matter of getting it to be where I want it to be. There we go. Ah, cute. Okay, so that one is done, but I'm gonna have to be careful with it because it'll move around if I do too much with it. Okay, so that one took a little longer. That was 20 minutes. So we are running close to an hour. This is making me feel really good. This is a kind of a lengthy one, lots of parts. I knew this one would take the longest, and then I figured I could abandon it if I had to. But I actually was thinking that I could stamp that bunny ahead of time, and that would help a bit. But really, this is mostly how you would get it. So I love this. This is from our Painted Seasons paper. And the little mushroom design is so cute, but it's the colors too. It's that Poppy Parade red. It's very bright and cheery on this gloomy day. Oh good, the snow has stopped. The birds are out and it looks like it's warming up out there. And I think the prediction, the weatherman's prediction is this is the last snow that we will probably see for this winter. I certainly hope so. And then I took soft suede and ran it through the embossing with the embossing folder basket weave, and just trimmed it down to, I don't know, whatever this size is. I am not really showing you this for you to copy because I'm actually going to put my tutorials on. If you go to my website, there's a Kathy Crow Kathy Crow's Cards website on Wix. It's a Wix site, and you might have to hunt for it. If you message me, I can send you all of the links, but I have links to tutorials on there. So message me, and then you can find out how to do all of these cool little things. It's really not that hard. It's just a matter of knowing what to do. So I ran our botanical finlets through some soft or some So Saffron. I ran the So Soft Saffron through with the subtle embossing folder first. Then I ran it through with this Sun Botanical Tags Thinlit to get this cute little bookmark. And then I tied a little tiny piece of old olive linen twine. I don't think this is thread. I think it's twine. And that's a little different. This one was probably our pineapple punch, but I had a leftover for my sample to do. I didn't want to use my that. So I'm actually going to want to, no, I don't want to trim it. I forgot. I'm making a little pocket here. So you just fold this up, and we're going to use punches to punch in some holes to do a little pocket. So you just use this little hole punch just right at the edge. You don't want to go in too far. Just right at the edge. A couple of little punches there. And then you can use, I found some red brads. We used to use brads more in card making 20 years ago. So I actually have a lot of different colored brads laying around and had perfectly matching red brads on hand. But Stampin' Up! Sells some brads, but I'm sure they don't sell red ones. They have little enamel dots that work great, but I wanted a pocket here. So now we have our little pocket made, and then you're going to stamp onto this little piece that I had already done. It's the stitched tag. This is from, oh dear, where is this from? This is from a set that I am not sure now what set that is, because, I think it was a, oh boy, now I cannot remember what that set is from. Is it part of my story? No, it's not part of my story. I don't think it's any of my animal ones. Oh boy, what was that stamp set? Totally forgot. I did this class, about 2 weeks ago. So it's been a while, and I put away all of my stamps. And I cannot remember for the life of me what stamp set that sentiment came from. So I think I'm going to have to leave it out for now, because I just cannot remember what one it was. And it matched the bunny perfectly, but I don't remember. It has hopping in it, so you would think it would be one with a frog or with another bunny in it, right? But it didn't seem like it was actually one of those. Let me see here. That is very interesting. I have no idea what stamp set that was from now. What a shame. This is the problem when you have so many stamps. You cannot possibly keep track of everything. And oh wait, Treat Time? Was it Treat Time? No, it was not Treat Time either. I might be able to use Treat Time though. Maybe I'll just think about it as I go. I could, well, I kind of have to save that one out. All right, so we'll go ahead and assemble our pocket and our bunny. The bunny, you can do a front and a back. He's going to be tied on to the card so he can hop in and out of his little pocket. And we need to stamp his little paws again. I'm still thinking maybe I'm going to have to use the Best Bunny sentiments, even though I really don't want to because I liked these sentiments. I'm running out of time because I really wanted to get this done in 1 hour, just to show that it can be done in 1 hour. It is possible to get these done. And if I had my stamp sets all ready here, of course it would be done in an hour. And I don't think it was this one. No, it wasn't. Huh. Very curious. Okay, let me punch out the little paws. Try not to lose them this time. There we go. So there's the little bunny's paws. And we'll put his paws on first, I think, this time, and then put on his carrot. Okay. There's one little paw, and then getting those dimensionals off my nails are quite the challenge. Okay, there we go. And then let's find the little bunny's carrot, because I know he has one here somewhere. There it is. Everything comes in your little bag all ready to go. I do need to color that really quick. So we'll color the carrot in with pumpkin pie and some Granny Apple Green. And then we'll attach that to the bunny. Just like that. Get my scraps out of there. Okay, and then he's gonna get, I could attach him by tying him if I wanted to, but I don't know that I really want to tie it around his neck. Maybe I will. I did just attach it at the back before, but maybe we'll just put him on a little leash, because my string's actually long enough to do that, and it'll probably stay on better than just fastening it to the back like I did for my class. Actually, the kitties I'm going to give this to are going to probably, seriously, they're going to just rip him off of they're going to rip him off of this very quickly anyway. So, it's just sort of a preventive measure. We'll stick that on there. And then that's going to go on here, and so we can go ahead and put that on, even though I'm still thinking about what I'm going to do for my sentiments, because I definitely want to try to find that and stamp it. So I probably am going to have to do that off camera, and we'll just go with it as it is. Okay, so all you're going to have to do is attach that. Again, after the sentiments on, I would attach that. And now this is going to be the red one first, and then this green one. So the red one's sort of underneath a little bit. Having a hard time getting my dimensional off of the package because I'm just using that edge. So we're going to slide that one's going underneath. This one's going to go right on top. Like that. And then my amazing friend like you tag will go right on top of that. And then these little branches are just right here. And I attached those just with another glue dot. Because if I just put one good glue dot down here, I'm going to be able to get those on and the little bow right about here. With those glue dots, your nail just kind of has to start it sticking while you're pulling that backing off, and then it will stay. You know, I mean, the glue dot doesn't really want to stay down initially. You kind of have to force it. And then I do have a little bow. Where is it? There you are. Still in this little sack. All the goodies. So the little bow goes right there, and the bunny hops in there, and I still have to do this tag and this tag, but that would be it, and I would be done. And since I don't have those sentiments handy, I'm going to call it good for the day. And we finished in less than 1 hour. So I'm pretty proud about that. All right, so you have a great, oops, close that, my battery's low. I don't think that interfered, but we'll find out if it was on there. I hope that you have a great day, and I see all kinds of comments. My computer never shows these, which is sad. All right, so I'm going to go out and feed those birds, and hope that that was the last of our snow. And you have a great week. I'm going to draw for people who share my video last week. I will draw that tomorrow. And today's video, whoever shares this one, I will draw that next Monday, I hope. And this Monday it was an off week. There were many things I had to accomplish yesterday. So anyhow, you have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.